Morning, everybody. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Patrice. It's good to see
Morning.
y'all, and say hi to our YouTube audience today. We want to thank you for joining us in the sacred energy of Circle today. And today you're going to be able to watch our evidential mediums as they connect with people who have crossed over to the other side and deliver messages from those people. And our hope is that by watching our mediums at work live, you'll come to understand that the loved ones that you may have lost are, in fact, still with you. So, will you please join us as we open with a prayer? Holy Father, Mother God, thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Please help us to open all of our senses, physical and spiritual, so that we can receive your messages without interference from our own minds. We humbly ask that you make this circle an uplifting and joyous experience for everyone in attendance. Please ask the spirits who recognize the voices in this room to join us this morning so that we will know that they watch over us, love us, and protect us still. And please allow us to deliver the information presented by Spirit with grace and compassion, in complete trust and respect of your infinite wisdom. Amen.
Amen.
All right. And I think we can go for maximum of 15 minutes each, but whatever you feel like, just kind of like run with it. Whether you want to do one long reading, two short ones, or one short one, whatever floats your boat. Okay. Whenever anybody gets a link, just hop on in there. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, thanks,
I have
Joanne.
I'm under the weather a little bit. So please excuse the voice. When you were doing the prayer, and this is how I always connect, I asked for someone to come in. And at that point, I feel like I'm with you, Patrice. Okay, so the scene that this spirit is showing me, I don't know quite who it is yet, but this person is very joyful and they're showing me it's around a celebration and it's like a parade, a band, dancing. It's a particular scene that they're showing me and they're coming in. I don't know who it is yet, but I feel this person is very joyful in his expression. He loved to dance. I mean, he's on fire with his, and I can't match his energy because I'm low in my energy, but he's on fire. And he's almost like leading, and I feel I'm with you, but I'm going to open this up a little bit because I might be wrong, but I do feel it is a particular band, but I'm feeling more Caribbean band marching. And and that's how he's coming in. And the feeling I get, it's like an annual band, an annual celebratory thing that he loved to participate in. I'm going to stop right there. Do you understand any of this?
Not quite.
Okay.
I, I
Okay.
I can't think of anyone in particular.
Uh, Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any other features like
I'm just, okay, so I'm going to open it up. Carol, would you recognize a celebratory, like this gentleman is so animated. He's like leading a band. And the thing is, I don't feel like he plays an instrument. It's more like he's joyful in expression and leading and loving this time of year, marching down. And that's how he's coming in. That's the evidence he's giving me. And I can't lean away from it because that's the information I'm getting. Would
Hmm.
you understand that, Carol?
I, I can understand a man who actually didn't lead a parade or lead a band like that, but who would have loved to celebrate. And the energy is what is sticking with me.
Okay, okay. Can I work with you, Carol?
Yeah, please.
So, and in my mind, okay, just to put this out, the reason why I feel like he was and maybe in my spirit, I need to identify who he is. Was he African American?
No.
No. Was it like Caribbean vibe music type of expression shared? Because I'm thinking this is what I'm getting. That's why I'm leaning towards
He would have been involved in pretty much everything.
everything. Okay. Because
So,
what he's
that's
showing
just
me.
one. Yeah, I don't think that's important.
No, what is and that the key element of what you just said, he loved to celebrate. He loved being a part of the
That's the thing.
activities. And I'm
Right.
getting chills. And he just wanted to be part of whatever it
Yes.
is. And he enjoyed it.
Consummate
And that he
partier.
showed me in the Caribbean Islands. Like he showed me there. He showed me that's why I thought I was with Patrice because he's marching and he's so exuberant about it. He just loves it. He like loves mm, just loved being there, participating. Um, I mean, he would do goofy stuff, like, but he would fit right in because that was the energy of it. And I'm getting chills.
Yes.
That was the energy of the whole thing.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm hearing, oh, so funny, boss man. Um, it was he had a nickname that people would call him, and just say that because I heard boss man. Like people, okay, so the feeling that I get about this, people were very kind about him. They would allow him to do that. And they because he would inject his exuberance with what was going on. And it's sort of he elevated, even though it was sort of like wasn't planned, it was elevated to
Hmm.
another level because people were more entertained when he was around. Would you understand that?
Yes. Hmm.
Thank you. Um, I feel that he wants to thank you, Carol.
Okay.
Um, the feeling that I get is that he's sharing with me is that a lot of people wouldn't put up with his no nonsense, like stuff like that. They were like, okay, get out of here, whatever. But you allowed him to do that and be himself. And he
Oh
wants
yeah.
to thank you for that.
Hmm.
In your belief, he's saying we all have a space. We all have our role. And I'm getting
Right.
chills. We all have our role in our life. And some people will stunt people's growth by not allowing them to be fully who they are. And he wants to thank you for that.
Hmm.
He was, he's sharing me, he was in like an oddball in most situations.
Hmm.
But what he ignited in other people, it was sort of mirroring back to them. It's sort of like people weren't comfortable in their own skin. He was. He was.
Yeah.
Even though it seemed kind of awkward from the, looking in. Um, just am feeling into him. He's just that's how he operated. That's why he didn't go with the mainstream. That's what I'm feeling. He did not go with the mainstream. He was the oddball in.
He was the oddball. Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
It's interesting because the relationship, I don't feel like it's family.
Correct.
I feel though he's sharing, but the reason why I'm saying that is because he's now showing me into your family. So I'm thinking, okay, I know you're not family. You're now looking into her family. Because I think that he had saw specifically, he's showing me your relationship with your brother. Would he be aware of that? Because he's
Not
now
from this side.
showing me the relation, but he's now showing me, which is weird because I'm thinking, okay, so you're not a relative. So how would you know this?
Okay.
And I think it's more of a message that he's sharing now because I know he's not a relative. And I'm thinking, wow, it's simple as that. People learn by example. That's it. People learn by example. And I'm getting chills. And so you have demonstrated with when you had gone and through your life how to treat other people. And the example you are sharing is how you take care of your brother. That's why you brought your brother in. And I'm thinking, how did he? And so he's flipping it and getting a little lighter because that's just the way he was. I asked him why you stopped by. He's marching through.
That makes sense.
He's marching through. He just wanted to lay down like a little insight. Hmm. And he's talking to all of us. You women are doing a great service. People need to know that they're not alone. He, he's saying he used to infuse his life in in spaces, and it's a feeling of people rejecting him because of the way he was.
Mhm.
And he sort of learned how to sort of built a thick skin around that um, because he knew he was different
Mhm.
since the time he was little. He's talking to all of us. Um, push through, ladies. Keep marching on. And I'll leave his love with you, with all of us. I think it was
Oh,
beautiful. I don't know
Joanne,
who he is.
that was awesome. Okay, so he was a first timer, actually. So kudos to you.
Okay.
Okay, so for the benefit of our YouTube audience here, this is a spirit who has come in for the first time. Okay, so a couple of points. First of all, he was not Caribbean, he was Brazilian.
Right. That's good. Wow.
Ah, okay. Because I
Okay,
went to for trees, and I'm like,
yes,
Very
yes.
similar. I can
Okay, and
see
you
where
actually you asked at one point, was he, a dark-skinned man? Well,
yeah,
technically not, but he was Brazilian, so he was pretty tan.
yes,
Okay,
okay, okay,
you know what I mean. Okay.
yeah.
But
He
he
had the rhythm.
yes, he sure did. Okay. But he was um a gay man, okay, and very much involved in like the pride celebrations here.
Oh,
But
that's what it was. But
the
he, yeah.
over the top energy, okay, and just
Yes.
the ability to like incite the crowd into a party mood. Okay. That was him. Okay. He was always the instigator of like those kind of like wild and happy times. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Okay. Just absolutely over the top and very loving man. Okay. But like you said from the very beginning, he knew he was different and he was not accepted, you
Hmm.
know, which was heartbreaking because he was so full of joy and, you
Oh
know,
my goodness. Yes, the
absolutely full of joy.
exuberance he shared.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I want
So,
to
you
thank him.
yeah, to have him come in, you know, that's awesome. You know, it's first time that he has been in, you know.
Now, would they, what I said boss man, what was it, macho man or something?
Wait a minute, you're breaking up there for a minute
Oh,
on Zoom.
boss man. Oh, I'm sorry.
Turn
Boss man,
I don't
the
know what the boss
boss.
man meant. I have no idea. Okay. I had no clue.
Okay.
Okay, switch your video off for just a
Okay.
minute because you're locking up there. Yeah, I don't know what the boss man part of that meant, but you know, but everything
Okay.
else made perfect sense. And more importantly, you just brought that exuberant joy, you know, and he was just a wonderful person, you know. So thank
Mm.
you. I'm delighted to hear from him because he's never come in. So all right, but now I have a question for you. Okay, so you said initially, and let's talk about this, ladies, okay, because I think this is a sticking point for a lot of mediums who are just starting out. Initially, you said, Joanne, I think I'm with you, Patrice. Okay,
Hmm.
so, and it turned out to not be the case, but can you explain to our YouTube audience, like how that works, like why you felt that you were with
Because I
Patrice?
was going in my head and he was
Okay.
in a Caribbean environment. I knew he wasn't white. I'm
Mhm.
Latin. I knew he wasn't there and I knew it was exuberant and I knew the setting, like he was showing me and I immediately like, I think I'm with, but I was not sure. I wasn't like 100% because I didn't know the relationship.
Mhm.
So it was, okay, let me back up because she couldn't take any of it. And I have to trust spirit, what they're giving me. And that's the key element, like, trusting what spirit gives you. I used to always question and back up and like, oh, wait. But I know and trusting spirit and the information I'm getting, I know I'm getting accurate information. It's just not landing with the right person. That means I don't have the right person. So I backed up a little bit. Maybe I did. Maybe I wasn't giving enough information. So I had to like, okay, spirit, it's not for her. Give me a little bit more. And then I had to sort of, I only have two people here. I mean, if it was a bigger audience, I would have to like get very specific here. But we only have two. I only have two sitters. So I knew I had to back off and then not lean into that and just start giving the evidence and see where it landed.
Okay, well, let's flip the scenario then a bit, okay, and just say, you know, so I understand it in this particular case, okay, you actually made a bit of an assumption that you probably shouldn't have about the
Exactly.
spirit, okay, but how about I know that there have been instances in the past where you've gone to Patrice and said, Patrice, I feel like I'm with you, and you were
Yes.
correct. So can you describe,
The
you know, to
difference,
the younger
the
mediums who
difference.
are out here, how does that work? How do you know when you're, quote, with somebody?
Um, with that, it was a particular person and they were really showing themselves and they were really let like I felt the connection with her like when I knew the spirit came in and it's hard to explain but it's like I immediately know that this person goes to that person because of the energy connection and it so if
When you say the energy connection, what do you
like
mean?
I'll look at them. Like I feel like I'm looking towards them when I'm looking away because I'm normally connecting and looking away, and then I'll look back, and for some reason they want me to look at them. Or let me go back a little bit. Spirit will let you like for this has happened before. Um, you'll come out of meditation before we come on, and then all of a sudden I notice something beautiful about the person who, and I'll compliment them. And I found that time, I'm getting chills, time and time again, when I'm like, oh, how beautiful. And then as
Yeah.
soon as I quiet my brain, I'm getting chills. That spirit comes in for that person. It's done to me. I've
Okay.
done it for other people. And I've realized that just as we're talking, mind you, Carol, I'm learning as we're going.
Sure.
But we'll notice like these beautiful aspects of that person.
Hmm.
And then we'll go in. Yeah.
Okay.
And we don't know. Like we're being connected slowly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All
we
right.
are connected. We're just really connected when we do our prayer and we finally connect. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's an interesting perspective. But what about you, Patrice? Like, do you feel like when you're in a group setting like this, are you able to identify the person who the reading
Usually I do. Usually I
and
tend
how do
to,
you do that?
yeah, you notice, Carol, I tend to go specifically to a person.
Mhm.
Oftentimes I'm usually right. Like what Joanne is saying, the person might be like, I mean, we're all beautiful here, but sometimes a person will be like exceptionally beautiful. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't notice how pretty you are. And I'm like, whoa, hold up here. What's happening? And so it's maybe that person's father coming through, somebody who really loved and admired that person, who's like really looking at them. And so yeah, so that I find that really lovely when that happens. Sometimes you see things around the person.
Hmm.
Some people have the like things, I don't know what they are, floating things around them or whatever. Or
Orbs.
some, hmm?
Orbs.
Yeah,
Orbs.
it does. It looks like it doesn't look like orbs. It looks like smoky shapes.
Oh,
Like
okay.
So,
like
like the spirit behind them.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
like some things or just this extremely like today I'm very much drawn to Joanne.
Oh.
I feel like that's who I'm with, and I feel like I have Joanne's grandfather. So I was very
Mm.
happy.
Wait. Hold on, Patrice. Okay. Oh, we'll get there. Okay. But the one thing
Yeah.
that I just wanted to say was is that for me, okay, when I
Mm.
go, like I feel like I'm drawn to somebody, for me, it's these two ladies are talking about seeing changes in people. Okay. And for me, it's I could close my eyes, but I feel it in my heart. Like all of a sudden I feel this like strong bond and a love for
Oh,
somebody and which is on one level not appropriate. Okay. But they activate my heart, and that's how I
oh,
know that I am with that person. So I think for every person, every medium, that's going to be different. And
Hmm.
yeah.
just kind of look to see if you're drawn to somebody and go from there. But go ahead, Patrice. Okay, let's talk about Joanne's grandfather, shall we?
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
really amazing how, but you said like the love, and then you said it doesn't feel appropriate, and that's yeah, but that's us how we've been conditioned. I'm making a video about that. We've been
Hmm.
conditioned out of this whole loving each other thing, and trying to formulate a video around that. But anyhow, I felt like I'm with Joanne, and if well, hopefully Joanne can take it. But I feel like I have Joanne's granddad. And I feel like I make resistance against granddads. I don't know why. Like, because it's always like grandparent, not granddads, grandparents, because it seems weak. And maybe it's because when we were being trained, it's like, oh, we don't want another grandparent. Everybody's got, you know what I mean? Like they were telling us to. So maybe that's a part of it. But I felt granddad energy, but there was pain. This is my right side. So this is here and it goes through to the back. So it might, I don't know if this is an injury, but you'd have to know that he had pain here and it went right through to the back and then it was in the shoulder.
I think I know who you're talking about, but it's not a grandfather, but he is a
Oh,
grandfather.
oh, he is a granddaddy, but not your granddaddy.
Mm-mm.
But this is a thing. So is this an
Yes, he
injury?
did have
I
a
want to say it's an injury.
no, it would have been
I'm
Harvey.
not sure. No, no,
It
no,
would have
don't
been
tell me. It's just
oh,
me
sorry.
trying to because I don't know if there's an organ here, because that's not the heart. There's something here. It's here, because it's very specific. It's on the right hand side, and the pain goes right through to to behind.
I wouldn't know that, Patrice.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh dear.
I'd
So
have
you
to
can't
ask.
take the pain. You can't take the pain.
The um I would have to ask.
Oh gosh, but that's what I have. and then it's in the shoulder.
Hmm. But that was heart related.
Oh, it was heart related. Because they always say heart is on the left. Oh my. But can you take a grandfather? Can you take your granddad?
I don't know my grandparents.
Oh gosh. Oh, why is that
So
coming?
I feel like who you're bringing through is a grandfather, and I would have known about that, but I don't know the specifics about it.
Oh, I see. But you can take chest pain.
Chest pain, which would have
Chest
been,
pain, but it's in the shoulder, but I don't know why it's
but
in
I
the right
don't, I
side.
would have to ask about that.
Yeah, oh God. And I don't know because Carol, can you take this? You can't take it. Oh, I'm stuck.
No, you're not.
Like,
Go
no,
ahead.
we're not going anywhere else. Um, oh my gosh.
You're not stuck. She just doesn't know. Keep on going.
Um, he's talking about being left behind.
Hmm.
He's talking about being left behind. So you'd have to be able to take with this person that he felt it's like the family moved on, and he was left. And I was interpreting that as he was left in the country that he was in. And it's let me tell you why. It's because I thought it was your granddad, right?
Hmm.
And I thought like when your parents moved,
Hmm.
your granddad was left behind. So he stayed in the cut. So I'm so like I'm not I don't know what this left behind is.
Oh
This
no,
is
but he was. So that's his story. He okay. Oh, okay. So I'm thinking, um, oh, but I now know this about his father, who was an orphan.
okay. Okay,
So
not too much, please. No, sorry. I'm so sorry. It's
I'm
me.
sorry.
I have to work for it. I don't because I let me try and work because it's a left behind situation. And
Hmm. Hmm.
that only makes me more confused. Like, when the sitter gives you info, it's like, oh my God, it's even worse. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know you're trying to help me, and I'm like, I can't even help myself. Oh man, I'm not getting I'm trying to get a do you know what I mean? I'm trying to get a hold of this energy. But I want to go back and forth between your granddad because that was the kind of connection I was getting to maybe join it to this person whom you have in mind, right? So you're saying your granddad was not left, like your granddad was not like your mother's father specifically.
I don't
Was
know.
he, so
I don't,
he was never left,
I don't know anything about my mother's father.
but he wasn't in the same country that you were born, right?
No, he was. I don't know anything about him, but he was still,
Oh,
I don't absolutely know anything about him. Just trust.
oh,
I'm sorry. I know.
oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Um, well then maybe that would be definitely left behind considering you don't know anything at all. Definitely left behind. Sorry, my laugh is so terrible. Wait, oh gosh, how do we do this? Oh my Lord. And so sometimes, just to say to the audience, this does happen when somebody's trying to come through and the evidence is weak because the person doesn't know, but then another medium at another sitting will bring through more information because that's happened to me. That's how I've gotten to know my grandparents is through multiple mediums saying the same things. So, but this is not helpful to the audience, but it's good to see us working through, see the problems. Um, right. Okay. Can you take an air? Because I'm getting this pain. This is my left ear. The person that you're thinking of, can you take that he was in an accident at some point? You're not sure.
I know my ear was bothering me, but I don't.
Is that your left ear though? This is a left
Hmm.
ear. Okay.
Yeah.
This okay, so maybe I'm picking up on you. Um, oh God. All right. Help me. Come. Okay, this person. This is very peculiar. Why is it so hard? And sometimes it's for me as well to overcome my own difficulties about like not getting, like a solid, yeah, so yeah, that's helpful to me. Let's left behind. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sensing this person whom you have in mind, and this would be a bit like 40s. This is very young. Um, or there's something in his 40s. Um, because this is a person who's passed, right?
I don't know who it is yet,
Oh, I
but
thought you had somebody in mind.
I
Oh,
did, but that person has passed.
yeah, the person has passed, but do you know of him, the person who you had in mind at first, right?
Hmm.
I think that's who you said was an orphan,
His
or
his
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 granddad,
father, his father.
his father. Okay, that's fine. But this person who has passed, would you know of him in his 40s, when he was in his 40s?
No,
Okay, this is none of it
but that's
is
okay. But I know information about him.
okay, but this is what I'm trying to get at. The accident, there is an accident. And I'm trying to get something where like the audience can be like, if somebody's here, because they're not going to be able to hear when you go and check. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to find something tangible right now that you can actually say yes to. It's just not, it's not landing. Like I'm stuck with the accident.
Okay.
Like and the pains, because that was there is no one that you can think of with the pain. This is it's very, that was very important. This is and it's a right side. And I feel like they're deliberately giving me that. So I don't know if people, because usually when they say someone have a heart attack is usually towards the left. I don't know if that's felt towards the right and in the right shoulder, because it was very much this area of the body.
Mm.
And I can't get away from that. And I feel like I'm just not I can't hook anything. I can't get, I'm not getting, I'm not getting anything. Because even the person who you have in mind passed later on, but I'm getting him in his 40s. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of, I feel like this is, yeah, epic fail.
No, I
Not
mean,
a,
it's not. I just feel like if you just lean into the information because I have to, with some of it, I have to inquire.
Oh,
okay. So
yeah.
go back to what you know, Patrice is correct.
I feel like I don't know anything. The main thing is this accident. He was in an accident. And I
Mhm.
feel like at when this accident that occurred, maybe it was in his 40s, and then obviously that aged him because I'm getting headaches, I'm getting all kinds of different things. He was in an accident, and maybe, sometimes people are in accidents, they don't know yet how bad it was. Is as you age, you start to feel these aches and pains. So maybe that will be an important thing to find out. Like, did he have multiple ailments as he's going, as he's aging? That maybe they never knew what the cause was because then they were looking for causes and then they didn't know. And I feel like it's because of the accident that had occurred.
Mhm.
Because there's loads of pains. And you said the pain in the left ear was yours, but I don't know. It could be yours, it could have been his. Because I'm getting headaches, I'm getting the pain here. You know what I mean? And so it was too strong to not be something. It was way too
Mhm.
strong because it went right from here, right into the back, and especially the shoulder. So to talk about this area of him,
Mhm.
to find that out. Um, can you confirm that he passed in his 80s?
Yeah, he passed
Yeah,
in the 80s.
like
Mhm.
86 or something somewhere. But
No, 80.
80. Okay. Well, that's fine. I wanted to say the six just because I'm getting there. Just say it. Do you know what I mean? Like just
Mhm.
but oh my goodness. Yeah, I has as far as his character, which is a little bit late, he seems more of a quiet, a reserved person. Can you take that?
The person I'm thinking of
Yeah.
wasn't, he was
No, no, it's
concerned,
just yes. No, 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 no. Just don't not too much. Just can you take like would you have considered him reserved?
reserved, yes,
Okay.
but not quiet.
No, I'm reserved,
Yeah.
reserved, reserved. Well, I wouldn't say, well, depends what we call quiet. Like he's not a troublemaker. My idea of quiet is a person who doesn't make trouble. Like he's not a person who is going to be. Then again, people calm down in their older age. So it's probably like the energy of him being older. Sometimes people can seem quite different, actually. Um, oh boy. It's very weak. It's just too weak. I'm not.
Mm,
Um, I'm sorry. The only thing I can do is I want to talk about the message that you gave Joanne actually because I thought that message was real powerful about us not like um we stunt people's growth by not allowing them to be who they are.
mhm,
I thought that was like such a powerful message because sometimes we look at the bigger things that we do, like or what society does,
mhm,
and I'm always looking at religion or how churches stunt people's growth or how the system and all the different confusions, but actually us as individuals also do that
mhm,
by us, not allowing other people to be authentic. Sometimes we're looking at what other people do. Today, I was looking at what I do, because sometimes within our families and our loved ones, we are so strict. I am, anyway, I'm talking. So we're so strict that we can actually suffocate a person and so that was very powerful. Because I can't give a message from my reading, so I'm just like, I would just reiterate the message. Um, and I had like once I had a message from Gaia, where she had talked about stunting stunting someone's growth is worse than death,
mm,
basically, and that's why that stood out to me. So thank you for that message. I'm sorry to everybody that this was, but at least you get to see what it's like as well, because this is real.
mhm.
We're not pretending, we're not, so you can see. And actually, do you know what? This is actually a good demonstration
That's
because
what
if
I was going
any,
to say, Patrice.
yeah,
This is an
yeah,
excellent demonstration. Okay,
yeah,
so let's talk about this.
yeah.
Okay, all right. So, okay, but first of all, I want to go to Joanne on this. Okay, because let's get the Joanne obviously had somebody in mind for
Mhm.
this. So, Joanne, can you give us the feedback for that first?
Okay, so immediately when you said that, so I know, like the sitter, as soon as I feel like the medium will connect, you have someone that will pop in because it resonates,
Mhm.
right? I immediately had someone, even though you kept on saying grandfather, I knew who it was and what he is a grandfather, and um, because I couldn't tell you anything about my grandparents. Absolutely, I don't know anything, nothing, like absolutely nothing. So I couldn't even share. So I'm thinking, why would Spirit do something like that to a medium if I can't verify it, if we're doing live stream? So I really felt that you were connecting with someone I knew and that I can verify the information. But I think it's hard as mediums when we can't get validation then and there.
Mhm.
And that's the hard part. And I don't know, for myself, what I've learned is, okay, spirit, give me something that the sitter will know. Like if you're working with me, give me something. So I start asking, give me something else because this is not working. And even though that it's important and they want to express themselves, but I know we've had countless times where like, nope, 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 nope. I'm like, okay, okay, someone else coming in. Come in because this is not helping. The person can't verify it. But it's important because they're coming through. So it could be the message they're bringing forward or anything. But Patrice, you did a great job just trying to hang in there because yeah, because
And
we've all
Patrice,
had those times. Yeah.
yeah, and Patricia, I want to thank you for having the courage, okay,
Hmm.
put yourself out there realistically, okay, because if it, telling all mediums out there, if it hasn't happened to you yet, it most certainly will.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, not to panic about it because you have to have that faith in spirit, which Patrice obviously did. Okay.
Yeah.
And Patrice, I want to just back up and talk about how spirit uses your body, if this is okay. Okay. Because you were talking about the physical pain in the right shoulder. Okay. And things like this. Okay. Is that how spirit normally works with you? They make you feel what's going on in their bodies.
Yeah, lots of times, like I get the pain. Sometimes I know what it is. Like maybe they give me a word. Sometimes I don't know. Like this is so specific. It's right here.
Mhm,
It's on the right side. If it was
mhm.
down here, I might have thought it was a heart attack. But because of where it is, this feels like an injury. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, the pain goes from here. It starts here. Then I felt it right at the back. So it goes exactly right through. And then it
Oh,
was
I
in the
think I know.
shoulders.
Yeah, but it was yeah, I won't
Go ahead. It's feedback.
feedback.
Yeah.
So it was my father-in-law was trying to express what happened to his grandfather who was shot and killed.
That's what I'm trying to get at because there's
So I
something
know,
I'm
but I
like,
kept on telling you, I know
oh,
the information. I just need to verify it. I kept on telling you
oh,
that.
no, I
I
thought you meant verifying like you got to go away and ask somebody.
no, like, well, yes, but I mean, a lot of it, I don't know. It's hearsay. He was shot
Yeah, but that would
by
make
the guy.
sense why it went exactly here,
I know,
right through. It was like right through. And I'm just like, no, it's right. It went here.
but I don't know all the details. I don't
Oh,
because this is
no, but
like,
no
yeah.
one, I don't need all the, I would just like, yeah, I get that. Do you know what I mean?
But I don't like this
Oh,
is I don't know all the
ah.
details. I don't know whether he was I know he was shot. He was
Oh, but you
killed.
don't know
I
where.
don't
Oh,
know
I see
where. I don't
you.
know anything.
Ah,
I don't know anything.
I get it now. Yeah, because that would make sense if it was shot from the front.
I don't know. I
No, but
don't
I'm
know.
saying, but
Yeah.
you can check. So now we would
I
know, like,
don't I don't even know if my husband knows, but we just
oh,
know that he was.
oh. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is it wouldn't make sense if it was shot here, because this is where I felt it first, and then it goes to the back, and then it would make sense why it affected the shoulder. Do you know what I mean? No, but I'm just saying it would make sense. That's all I'm saying, just for my peace of mind, like, because it was so specific. And but I think what is good is because when I used to watch mediums before I actually took up practicing, because even though I was born with the ability to see spirits, I didn't believe mediums, right?
Right.
And I'm always like, oh, bullshit. They all just are in cahoots with each other, pretending. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so cynical. The reason I said this was a good demonstration is for those people who can see we are working very hard, that we did not plan it. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? We're not
Right.
just saying yes to each other. Do you know what I mean? So I thought that this was very good for that. And also, my spirit trainers this year is putting me in uncomfortable situations. Like,
Mm.
so
Yeah. It's
having the
good.
courage to face my fears. And Carol knows me that I'm like, Carol, I can't read today. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, what I wanted to say, Patrice, was for future reference and for everybody on the channel, sometimes it does come up that the medium is not immediately able to verify evidence, and they will, or not the medium, the sitter, and they'll say, I will have to check on that. Okay.
yeah.
If we find out after the live stream happens, if we find out after that that was true, we actually put that under the notes in the video.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so
very
you can
good.
get the answer to the question.
Yay.
Okay, all right. So, Patrice, you don't, need to panic about that. Okay, because that information is put out there if we're able
Oh,
to verify it. So, since we're talking about this, okay, if Joanne can find out for sure that, this man was shot like right here in an in and out shot, okay, if she can verify that, we'll put that up in the notes in the
that'd
video
be
so you
awesome.
will
I
know
want
for
to know.
sure. Okay, but in the interim, again, Patrice, I want to thank you, okay, for keep on, going with that reading and just like putting yourself out there, because yes, not, we're really, really happy when our readings go well and we help people. Okay. But it doesn't always happen that way because, and I know, speaking for myself, sometimes spirit gives me information. I have no idea what the heck they're talking about. Okay. And, because it's just stuff that is not from like my book of experience. Okay. So the only thing that I can do is try to describe what it is that I'm looking at or hearing or whatever. And sometimes I don't communicate that effectively to the sitter.
Mhm.
So that does not mean that, I'm not hearing or like getting this information from spirit. It's just being the middleman is difficult. It really is. Okay. And, sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's less than great, so, and you have to come to expect that.
And I got to say, I was a willing participant. I was really eager to see what they were
Oh,
going
I
to
know,
say.
Joanne, you were fantastic. You were just like trying to help me so much. And I'm like, oh, so confused. I get more confused. Like I wasn't just.
Well, let us know, Joanne, if you can find out anything about that
Yeah,
shot.
so that's the whole thing, Patrice. It might be a test to just to have faith because honestly,
Mhm.
it's so this is who
Yeah.
it is. It's my father-in-law's um father's father. So I
Uh,
don't know, and it's in a
yes.
different country.
Yes. It felt like that. And that too. It felt like it was somewhere
Yes.
else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
It
we're
felt like
Let us
talking
he
know.
was
Let
living somewhere.
let us
Yeah.
we're
know.
talking, Russia.
A long
And you're
time ago.
talking about, yeah,
Wow.
killing by the Acossac's. Like
Yeah.
we're talking,
Yeah, yeah.
and that story was passed on. So I know that story. I just don't know
Wow.
where. I know
Wow.
he was, and I know that his father witnessed it.
Oh.
And so his father was orphaned. So you were telling the story, but you were
Oh,
not allowing yourself.
yeah. I,
You got fixated on that. You got too much in your
yeah.
head. And
Yeah.
I was hoping you were
Move
getting
on.
there. Yeah,
I can't.
because
Like, whoa,
you
what's
were
that?
telling this story.
Wow. Oh, I get it now. I see.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you so much,
Oh my
Joanne. Thank
gosh.
you. Well, we're learning. I'm learning. I'm
Yeah,
learning.
and something we're going to be learning for the rest of our lives, or at least we
Yeah.
Yes,
will if we're
because
smart. If we're
when we
smart.
say, and I think for all of us, for myself, they may know just little snippets of it. That's it. But we
Yeah.
know the context and we feel it. Like it,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Joanne's a little under the weather here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And so it reverberates. We understand it. We understand what's going and unfolding. And I knew this is who you were connected with. And I knew that he was telling the story so that you were giving evidence that I would know, but I don't know all the specifics and
Yes.
nuances. But you were
Ah,
feeling it as a physical medium.
yes.
You were feeling that. And you felt like, yes, that was like, you really wanted to hone in on that because you were feeling that. And
Yeah.
I
You were
get it.
trying to attach it to her grandfather, which it
Yes,
wasn't her grandfather. It was, somebody else's
yes,
Yeah.
grandfather. So, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Okay, if I'm going to continue the trend of mediums being in their head today. But this is a great discussion point because this is what makes mediumship so fun and interesting. But I'm going to see if I can grab somebody here and we'll see how this goes. Ah, all right, Patrice, I'm being drawn to you. Okay, and um in the spirit of the discussion today, you're looking extra beautiful. So I think I'm with you. So, but Joanne, please listen. I feel like I have a a man of the cloth here, or if he is not directly a man of the cloth, he is extremely spiritual. Okay. So, like, meaning that his life revolves around this. Okay. So, do you have somebody like this in spirit?
I can say yes, and I'm listening.
Okay. All right. I also feel like this man, hmm, strange thing to say, I feel like he had a little bit of a little bit of an undercurrent of revolutionary in him too, as well. And I feel like he liked to buck authority and conventional mores. Would you know that about him?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay. Tell me something she would know. Okay. I feel like this man would have been like either a teacher or a mentor. Would you understand him teaching or mentoring people?
Gosh, now I've gone somewhere else. I'm going to say yes, Carol. I'm going to say yes to what you said before.
The undercurrent of the revolutionary?
I think I'm going to say yes to that. Yeah, because I
Okay.
have now somebody else in
Oh,
mind.
okay. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. I was just thinking the wrong side, wrong way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is interesting because I feel like this guy, he had one side of him that was just full of light and goodness. Okay. But I also feel like there's some like tragedy in his past. Do you know anything about his past?
Um, uh, I can say yes. I can say that I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm looking at because in general, um, he's somebody who is kind of like an I'm going to use the word inspiring. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he's so full of light and goodness, but then on the other hand, there's just this little part of him that seems to be battling with um can't figure out what this is. Satan. you know, yeah, what is this? Come on, let's go into this. Okay. Um,
Oh God.
and this is strange, okay? Because I'll go back to the term personal demons. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna write
Personal
that.
demons. Okay, so he had personal demons that he was battling. Okay. All
Okay.
right. This is odd. So he's joking with me now, okay? And he's saying that he's talking about the demon thing, okay? And for the YouTube audience, that's not a literal thing, it's just a mental trauma, that he needs to release that is still with him, okay? But he's talking about Catholic priests, okay? And saying that, like, he had a lot in common with Catholic priests, where the expectation for him
Oh,
was, okay, that he was going to be like, uh, have a certain what's the word that I want? He would be expected to behave in a certain way, and for the Catholic priests, that's celibacy. They take the vow of celibacy, but I don't think that's the case here. But the point is that they're expected, okay, to act a certain way, and he wanted to act a certain way, but then sometimes these demons, and now that I'm leaning into these demons a little bit more. I feel like there's like bits of uh anger that don't seem to fit with him. Would that make sense?
I would say so. I'd get that. Yeah.
Okay, this is really interesting because he feels like um, he's such a good man. Okay, good man, and he's trying to be even better. Okay, but he looks at these like these demons in this, and he's angry at the demons, and the anger, he feels like he should be able to um, control, and he cannot. Okay, would you understand him not being able to manage those demons all the time?
I guess I know. I would say I know what you're. I can. I don't know how to put this. I can
Okay,
take. I can
yes or
understand. I
no?
understand. No, no, no. I'm saying I understand because it's not like it's a personal relationship. You're actually talking about a pastor, and you said past from the
Oh,
past.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
Well, you didn't say past. You said something along those lines. You said.
Okay. All right. I actually don't want to dwell much on the demons quote
Mm,
side of him, okay,
yeah.
because his light is shining so bright that I want to talk about
Yeah.
what a good fellow he is here. And
Yeah.
the one thing that I feel like that he does is that he is involved, um, devoted much of his life to um, the poor specifically. So would you understand him working with poor people?
I am going to take that as evidence and I'm going to tell you why. And that's really good.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Okay. And he's this is great. Okay, this good side is really coming through strong, and I'm so happy that he's
Yeah.
talking this way, okay, because
Yeah.
I feel like the people that he dealt with, um, what's the word, that could manipulate the system, for lack of a better term, okay, and some of them were not necessarily truthful in their need, but he didn't judge. That's my point that I want to make. Okay. He didn't judge people. Would you understand that?
I can definitely understand that.
Okay. All
Quite,
right.
yeah, very accepting, very much.
To everybody and
Yeah.
you know, uh
Mhm.
yeah, it's funny. I have a friend who volunteers at a food bank, and he said, they have people come into the food bank and they're driving Mercedes,
Oh,
and they still give them food, and I feel like this man was kind of like that same way, like I think sometimes he, you know, felt that certain people didn't have the true need, but he would help them anyway, okay, because he felt like that was not his decision to make, which is the way that my friend at the food bank looks at it. Okay. He's talking about candles. Okay, would you understand candles around him?
yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Um, he's referencing an elderly woman, okay, who looks, man, really old. Okay, I'm going to say at least 90, maybe up to 100. Okay, who's kind of like very, very small and um, and shrunken, osteoporosis. um, okay, but yeah, he's talking about this very elderly woman. Okay, would you know this very elderly woman around him?
Not quite sure. There's
Not
someone
quite
I
sure.
could have
Okay,
in mind, but
okay, all right.
yeah.
Let me see what he wants to say here. Talking about her having the gift. Would you know?
I don't know. Don't know.
Okay, all right. Okay, then tell me something she would know. Okay. I feel like he outside of his spiritual activities, okay. I also feel like he had a what to call it, like a circle of male friends, okay, and they uh hung out together, okay, and this is bizarre. He's showing me like this group of guys, including himself, shooting pool. Okay. So would you understand him with a group of guys hanging out?
I don't know. I
Don't
don't know.
know? Okay. All right. Tell me something Patrice would know. So he's showing me a building with an upright piano inside it. Okay. All right. And it almost looks like it's like pretty empty except for the piano, being shoved up against the wall. Okay. Was he near or I should say I shouldn't ask questions. I should just tell you. I feel like he was close to um salt water. Okay. Would you understand him being around salt water?
I think he moved away and possibly to the seaside. I would have to check on that.
Okay. All right. Well, to the YouTube audience, if we find that out, we'll let you know later. Okay. Because what I'm seeing are seagulls. Okay. Suddenly coming in here, a whole bunch of seagulls. Um, I'm going to see if he's got a message for you. Are you somehow involved in like what's the word that I want? Like natural remedies, like homeopathic type stuff? Do um do you understand what I'm saying? Like use of herbal medicine and things like that. Are you involved
I
in that?
I am, but personally, like I boil bush and things like that for my ailments. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay. All right.
prefer it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's talking about this. And you did this for him?
No, for myself.
For yourself? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Why are you talking about this? Okay. He's he's saying to you that it's fine that you do this, but he wants you to not um put 100% of your faith in like your medicine. He wants you to also go to see the doctor and make sure that you're fine. Okay. And now this is sweet. This is very sweet. Um, because he's saying that big things are coming your way.
Okay.
Okay. Big things are coming your way.
Let
And
it
you
come.
have to be in the position to handle them. Okay. You have to be in the position to handle them. So he said, don't ignore, okay, the fact that you need to keep yourself in the best of health because he's saying that the work will kill you otherwise.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
All right. So, but and he's going on to say how proud he is of you for taking on this challenge. Okay. Um, he said he knew you could always do it. Always knew you could do it. Okay. And I'll leave him with light and love. Thank you for letting me serve spirit.
Oh, that's so
Woo!
amazing.
Wow.
I was thinking more on my family side, and then I was like, I don't know what you're saying with the something that you had said, and I was like, maybe somebody else. So I was like, okay, go back. But there is a particular pastor now. I'm gonna make sure I don't reveal anything of his identity. Only those who know him would know him. But I've been to many, many churches, so I can't, that it's not gonna be yeah. So basically there was during my very rebellious years, because I used to wear a dog collar and pins, and I
You
had,
did?
oh yeah,
No, no
I
way.
was,
Really?
yeah, I made my mom cry. My mom was like, "You're trying to kill me." I wore like ripped up clothes. I was a person who was like, and my hair, when I met this pastor, my hair was blue at the time. And it's because I was rebelling against church, Christians, everybody, because I thought like people judge you based on what you look like. And I said, I'm not making it easy for anyone. I know my heart.
Mhm.
And if you're going to judge me based on how I look, that's whatever. I don't want nothing to do with you. So I started going to this church and this pastor, he was so loving and he just accepted me as if he couldn't see anything of. In fact, they just loved me as I was and just took me in with all my bleached and dyed and all whatever and just they absolutely adored me. And that was a part of the love and the non-judgment. That's
Mhm.
one part of it.
Yeah.
But there was also a different pastor, and this is what I mean by only those who know knows. There was another pastor who was not doing the right thing. He was having an affair,
Oh.
and then he married somebody. He was actually engaged to somebody very important, which I can't say, but he was having having an affair. And so there was like this thing within the church, and then there was a whole kerfuffleation. Yeah. And I
Ooh.
also thought that the pastor in question that you're talking about was maybe battling with his sexuality. I'm not sure what we're allowed to say on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was a bit, as my teacher would say, flamboyant. Um, and but very loving. And the thing about yeah, we there was a soup kitchen at the church.
Okay.
And also my own personal story, because when I had no money, there was a time when I had no money. I was going through lots of things. And one day I didn't have anything to eat. And so I asked the youth pastor, I didn't have anything to eat. So usually I pray about these things. And the youth pastor says, "Oh, they're having harvest at church." And I said, "What's harvest?" And he says, "That's when people bring food and whatever you need, like you can just go there and you take whatever you need." So that's how I ate. This is one of my big stories and when I never had anything to eat. And yeah, and this is how I got some food. Anyway, and I started going to this. This is actually quite an emotional
Beautiful.
reading and a very. So it was a church that changed my life. I then changed my blue hair and just became very normal because I was waiting for that. I was waiting for stop looking at me like that. Don't think I'm gonna be looking how you want me to look just so you feel comfortable. That's how I was. I was just like. But the love that I had from there just melted away well, a lot of my harshness, not all, some of it. And it was beautiful. It's a transforming place. And the piano was a key element of that. And the guy who played the piano, wonderful person. And yeah, so yeah, awesome stuff. It was a beautiful place. And I'm still friends with those people from 20 odd years back.
Okay.
They are still my very close friends that we made from that space. It was definitely life transforming. So he did a massive, great job for all of us. And he moved away because of there was controversy within the church. I think,
Church.
but I don't know the whole situation, but yeah. But he was a,
Wow.
a wonderful person that changed lives and he brought like I think 80 something nationalities together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Geez.
yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of us, and when we're all in connection with each other still, and it's beautiful. Yeah,
I, oh, what a privilege that was to meet him
yeah,
then, you
yeah.
know.
He's awesome. He's awesome. Yeah,
Wow, 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 wow. You know, and he was the real deal. You
yeah,
know, that's interesting, because I've met, over the course of mediumship, some people who are ordained, who, they just probably shouldn't be wearing the cloth.
yeah,
They really should not, but he was the real deal,
yeah.
you
He
know.
created a loving space for diversity and for
Um,
all of us, like from young ones to. I even became a Sunday school teacher. Can you imagine going from dog collar and pins and blue hair, sometimes bald head. I had a bald head with a red fringe.
I want to see those photos.
So do I.
I would have to. I've only got one photo my brother sent to me when I had platinum hair, but I don't have I didn't take a lot of pictures. But
Oh
anyway,
my God.
yeah. But to be loved like that and be transformed like in by love, just by somebody accepting you. And like that goes back to your message, Joanne, about, we stunt people's growth by not accepting them. This
Mhm.
man helped me to blossom and to become, by just accepting me as I was and not being afraid and not trying to, other churches was just like, no.
So I have a question for the group. I feel
Yeah.
like this has become a full circle moment with the message.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you find that, because I know there's always a pattern when we get together in our practices, that there's a theme of a message
Mhm.
or a particular loved ones that will come in? Um, like Carol, when I was listening to you reading, were you aware that you were talking about various people? Like, for instance, the pastor, the other pastor, the other, was it the pastor that was talking about the other pastor?
Joanne, that's a great question. Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
to answer your question, I was not. Okay, because I actually thought that they were the same people. Okay, but and that's something like that I have to work on in my mediumship, like to figure out now, is this you or is this talking about somebody else? Okay, but the problem with mediumship, and I think you all agree with this, is that the information comes down so fast.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just trying to hang on for dear life and grab bits and parts of it. And, so what I need to do personally is work on speeding up my reception so that I can
Yeah.
get
I think we all
even,
agree on that. I know
yeah,
for myself.
well, yeah, but boy, that takes practice. But that isn't, we have never talked about that, Joanne. That's an
Yeah.
excellent question.
I thought I'd have one for you this time.
Yeah, that was good, But yeah, what about you? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, sometimes it merges and especially when we have two spirits. I have that a lot when with two spirits. You start giving information about this one loved one that's come in and they're like, yeah, 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 yeah. No. Okay. No. What the heck? And then you're right. What? I was just, you got all these yeses and no, 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 and then you realize, oh, I might have someone else with
Or they're
me.
talking about somebody
Yeah,
else.
because
Yeah.
now that it's other information and that sitters, no, no, no. Like, but that's because it's someone else that's coming in, giving additional information. Yes.
And
Yes.
it's funny because like if you're dealing with a really experienced sitter, and most mediums are pretty experienced when we're the recipient of that reading, like Joanne was when Patrice was reading her. Okay, Joanne said, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, even though Patrice was kind of like struggling with, I feel it. It went here and it went like there.
I'm like, I wanted her to be like, I know, but I can't give you the details. I know, I know. I wanted to hear the message.
Oh my gosh, that
Yes.
was great. But
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I could see why Carol wouldn't know, because it's not usually in churches, there's not usually two pastors. So where you're seeing the light and you're seeing the darkness, there isn't
But I mean,
usually.
but what was interesting though, but she was talking about that one pastor and then talked
Yeah.
about, did that pastor know the other pastor?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were joined. They were two pastors. There were two of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
but
that's
Catholic
why
churches
Joe,
have
that's
to.
why Carol probably think it was the pastor's shadow. Do you see what I mean? Like his other side.
I know, but it's for
Yeah.
spirit, for mediums, we want to know whether we're talking
Yeah.
about one
Yeah,
pastor.
like somebody else. I know, to be able to
Yeah.
separate, but
Yes.
it's conversations like this that then lets us know, like, okay, am I then the next time we're gonna question, is it the same person? Is this his
So
dark
what
side?
I'm getting also is sometimes we get too much in our head. We just need to trust with the information,
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
But I
decipher.
knew it. I knew it. So I was like, oh, he's talking about the other pastor. No. And a lot of people didn't know because the secretary told me herself. Like I knew because she told me.
This has
Yeah.
turned
Yeah.
into mediumship live stream to gossiping.
Oh yeah, get the tea. What the
No, yeah,
secretary told
I'm
me.
not going to say that, but the one thing that I really like is
Yeah.
is we proved today how vulnerable we are when we put ourselves out there. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think above all, if you're trying to develop your mediumship, you just have to be willing,
Yep.
to hear
Yeah.
that, first of all, spirit never gives you bad information.
Yeah.
Okay. Spirit never lies to you. So the problem, if there is a problem, is that you're not interpreting the information correctly. You
Yes.
have to go back and say, I didn't get that, spirit. Okay. And every medium has those moments.
Mhm.
Okay. Don't be afraid. Go back and ask. Okay. And spirit always has your back. So, yeah.
Most definitely.
Well, I think it was a great session today, guys.
It was
We
fun.
enjoyed this. I mean, we really kind of made ourselves naked on this channel today, but it's good, because I think people need to see that too. So
Right.
thanks again, and I want to say thanks to our YouTube audience. Okay, if you enjoyed what you saw here today, hit like and subscribe on our channel, and then we're going to be back next week, same time, same channel, and be doing more mediumship for you. Got something else to say, Patrice? Or
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for this space because I don't think that many people do this where it's live and
Mhm,
it's unedited.
mhm.
Because
Yes.
oftentimes people get to see when like they polish it up and you see the yeses and the whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
And you
and you
don't
look
to
brilliant.
know.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
not
And
real.
what you're doing is helping people to raise their confidence. But those who want to use their gift,
Mhm.
you're helping them to know we don't get it all the time. Like, and it happens like that, and we maybe misinterpret or we're not
Oh,
confident enough.
you do get it.
We
You
get
do
it,
get it.
yeah, but we're not confident enough to know we've gotten it. And people like me get stuck. I'm like, no, I can't move on.
'Cause
I'm
you got it.
so so it helps to, and also with the difference of our personalities, because there's a lot of circles that I'm like too much for. And the fact that we're just allowing people to be ourselves and not trying to make somebody be like, themselves. So we're allowed to be who we are. That's
Yeah.
very important as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah,
Just and I think
absolutely.
that's the message. That was the message today, isn't it? Be who you
Yes,
are.
yes, it is. Absolutely,
A
yes, it
full
was.
circle
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah.
All right, ladies, I'm going to close this down with a prayer if everyone would join me, please. Holy Father, Mother God, thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Thank you for this gift of mediumship that you have given us, and allow us to use this precious gift to help others who need your healing and love. Bless our friends and loved ones and protect them from sickness and harm. Bring joy into the lives of people who have sorrow, health into the lives of people who have illness, and abundance to the lives of people who have little. Shine your light on love on Renee Bird so that she will recover quickly and join us soon. Thank you for the lessons that you've given us today, and help us to continue to build a relationship with you that is based on love and trust. And always, please help us to be the lights that change this world for the better. Amen. All right. Thanks again. Hope to see you next week. Bye bye now.